this social upheaval about all the trans stuff, which basically backhoes into the gay stuff, all right, is causing people to get angry. And sometimes you act out in a way that's not fair. As I said before, a lot of gay people don't like this trans stuff, particularly when it's aimed at kids. I get letters all the time, and I read some of them. Now, it's all part of a breaking down traditional American society, and there is a new book out called the Anti-Communist Manifesto. It's a great book cover, by the way, one of the best book covers I've seen in a while. It's by Jesse Kelly. You may know him. He's on the First TV along with me. He does a nationally syndicated radio program, The Jesse Kelly Show. And I think it took them like 5 days to come up with that title, but I'm not sure, Kelly. The Jesse Kelly Show, is that widely debated about what we should call a radio show?
You know, Bill, it's actually funny. Initially, when I got that spot, the nationally syndicated radio spot,
Yeah.
they wanted to call it something else. It was something, I forget, America Now or America First or something. And I thought, well, that's kind of confusing. Plus, I'm so arrogant that I just really wanted it to mainly focus on me and be about me, Bill.
So I'm the same way. The O'Reilly factor. Now, the No Spin News where you're on now, it's a little bit different, but everybody knows I run that operation. So I'm reading your book, and it's essentially about a communist movement that you believe is well underway in this country and how to fight against that, the Anti-Communist Manifesto. But I'm still unclear about who exactly you feel is communist. So is President Biden a communist in your opinion?
Well, it depends on how you want me to answer that question.
No, I want you to answer it by your point of view. Is Biden a communist?
Of course he is. Now, he may not be one of the ones that's doing the thinking. Of course, he's not one of the ones that's doing the thinking. I think everyone can agree on that. But if 10 guys are sitting in front of me with ball bats and one guy wants to beat me to death with it and two of the guys don't really want to, but they'll go along with the group if everyone else does it really matter to me that it wasn't their idea and they don't really want to feel like it?
Okay,
no,
but
Joe Biden is.
Let's stay specifically. You rightly define early in the book, the Anti-Communist Manifesto, what communist is. It's people who support the abolition of private property, that no private property should exist. That's what Karl Marx and Engels and Stalin and Castro, Mao, no private property. You have no power as a human being. The state tells you what to do. That's communist. Now, Biden doesn't believe that, does he?
That's not communism. That was the original definition they sold to people. That's not, as I lay out in the book, the actual way it works out. Communism has nothing to do with nationalization of this or the government telling you this or government telling you that. Communism is simply the religion of the malcontent, Bill. That's why in the Soviet Union, they went after the urban poor. They told the Chinese, when the Chinese communists were coming up, they said, hey, focus on the urban poor. And Mao and the Chinese said, no, that's stupid. We don't have malcontented urban poor here in China. We have malcontented rural poor here in China. So that's where we go. It took on a different form in Cambodia. They tried to do the same thing here, focusing on the workers. And that failed because our workers have an excellent standard of living here. It just never caught a hold.
But in the original in the original Communist Manifesto, private property is abolished. So you're expanding that, I think, in your analysis of the problem of communism. Am I right there?
Yes and no. I'm not expanding it. They did. It never took that form. It never took that form. Originally, that's how they sold it. All communism's based on deception. Of course, we're going to help the workers and make things equal, and of course that. But it never once took on the form that even Marx envisioned it would take on. It just took on, as always, a murderous, totalitarian form, and these murdering savages always rose to power by focusing on the malcontents of any society where they are. We in America have different ones here. That's why they changed tactics. We didn't have malcontented workers. We had angry black people who were being mistreated. We have angry gays. We have angry feminists, because feminists are always freaking angry. We have angry climate change people who think your SUV's burning down the planet. They're malcontented. They're bitter. They want to burn the place down. People like, not Joe Biden, But the Klaus Schwabs of the world, the Bill Gateses of the world, Jeff Bezos, the commies who are around Joe Biden, they know they can use those malcontents. They can use their anger to get power and burn down the country they hate. That's all it is.
I see it more of a totalitarian movement than a doctrinaire communist movement. These people that you've just mentioned all have one thing in common. They don't have confidence that we, the people, will make right decisions. They think we're a bad country from the jump. We've always been racist. We've always persecuted people. But they're not property driven as much as they don't want freedom. Freedom is what they're after. So they want to impose trans
But that's all
stuff.
communists, Bill. But that's all communists, Bill. They're all that way. I mean, the communist takeover of North Korea, as you well know, they were selling the same thing. It's not that they were about seizing private property. They saw themselves, the Kim family, as kings.
Yeah, but there's no private property in North Korea. Jesse, there's no private property in North Korea.
I understand that.
You're separating.
But it's all totalitarian, Bill.
Yes.
It's all totalitarian.
And believe me,
always is.
Now, here's a question. At the beginning of this program, went over the far left media cabal that got Chris Licht fired. And big names in there. And I ran them all down. What's in it for them to push this totalitarianism?
The same thing that's always in it, Bill, power. Power and money is what's in it for them, because they always believe, all of them do, they always believe the street communists, the Antifa, the street trash, all the way up to the Bezos, they all have convinced themselves that they will be the ones sitting at the seat of power when all the chairs have stopped being filled after the music stops. They always convince themselves, if I burn down enough, if I help this guy burn down enough, if I destroy enough, in the end, I will get all the things I've wanted that guy has, and I'll punish my enemies and it'll work out fine. But actually, that's the only good part about communism, Bill, is in the end, it ends up eating all of them. They'll all burn in the end. Everyone goes down.
Well, either alive or dead. Final question for you. Joe Biden's the farthest left president we've ever had. He makes Obama look like Barry Goldwater. If you really understand what Biden enables, the kind of thinking he enables, just the border alone, just that alone is so insane. But I don't believe that Joe Biden has any clue about what he is doing and what it is going to lead to. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. He's a useful idiot. Susan Rice is the thinking. Brian Deese is the thinking. You know all these names, Bill. All these commies who were around, they're all Barack Obama's people. Now there's no more Barack Obama to say, hey, slow down on that. Hey, that looks bad. You have this doddering old fool as commander-in-chief who doesn't have the reins held back on any of these people. He's a useful idiot, as most communists are.
All right. Are you supporting Trump, or are you keeping an open mind in the GOP?
I don't care either way. I like Trump a lot. I like DeSantis a lot. Trump's public comments about the COVID stuff rub me the wrong way right now, but I'm voting for either of them if they're the nominee, that's for sure. We got to stop this madness.
All right. The book is the Anti-Communist Manifesto. I really like the cover. Did you design that? That's a good cover.
I did. Well, I did and I didn't, Bill. I told him I wanted it very simple. I didn't want all the splash and cover and stuff. I wanted it to be simple. I
design all mine, and that's why this caught my eye. It's good. Good luck with the book, Jesse. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it.
The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.